Hey guys, Jim here. Really appreciate you stopping by. It's Friday. Hope you all had a nice week, and I hope you all have a great weekend to come. I have some pickups I want to share with you guys, and I also have a couple of gifts I received from a couple of great guys. But before I get started, I wanted to give a shout out to Orlando, a collector's dream here on YouTube. You know, Orlando, he's a great guy, a cornerstone of our community, really. And he's going through some health issues right now, and I just wanted to say, Orlando, if you happen to see this video, you know, I'm really been thinking about you, and you've been in my prayers, and I hope you're recovering well. You know, I had a chance to meet Orlando 4 years in a row now at the National. It's been great seeing him every year, sitting down, talking with him for a little bit. And, you know, Orlando, I look forward, and I really hope that you recover enough to make it to the National here in a couple months. And I will really look forward to seeing you. So that's all I got for that. One of my pickups, though, is kind of a 6 degrees of separation with Orlando. So I'll show that off in a minute. But first off, I went to a card show up. It's called, used to have a different name to it, but they call it Lucky's Boston Show now. It's Lucky's Promotions. They put on a handful of card shows around the country, and they have a show up in Boston. It's actually in Wilmington, Massachusetts. I went up there, met up with fellow YouTuber Jonathan, the Boston Kid here on YouTube, and had a great time walking the show with Jonathan and talking with him, and he's just a great guy. And he gave me a little gift, actually. He gave me this book. It's mint condition, and it's how baseball cards became an American obsession. And I'm 3 chapters through this book, and it's been great so far. I've really been enjoying it. It starts out actually at the American Revolution, talking about how the American Revolution helped spread the popularity of baseball throughout the country and down through the South, because prior to that, it was mainly just a game played in the Northeast, and more particularly in Brooklyn, New York. But the Revolution really did help spread the popularity of baseball. It starts out from there, and it goes on, and it's really been very informative and enjoyable. So thank you, Jonathan, for giving me that book. I'm really enjoying it. Next up, I have another book that was recommended to me by another YouTuber, and that is the Great American Baseball Card Flipping, Trading, and Bubblegum book. Now, Gannon, JGA59 here on YouTube, recommended this book. And, you know, there's a handful of people that are in this community that when they recommend something, if I can possibly follow their recommendation, I do. And Gannon, he's a wealth of information, very knowledgeable guy about both the game of baseball and baseball cards. And Gannon said this was a great book, and I haven't had a chance to start reading it yet. I'm reading the mint condition book first, but I did get the book. It's not in bad condition at all, and it's got the dust cover on it. And I'm really looking forward to looking through this book and reading it. It looks like it's going to be another great read. And I also received a gift from my friend Andy over at Andy's Attic. And Andy also sent me a book, and he had showed one of these books on his channel, Topps Baseball Cards. It's a Topps Baseball Card book, and he had the Pittsburgh Pirates one, which is Andy's team. And I commented that it looked like a really cool book, and he asked me if I had the Red Sox one, and I didn't. And so he said that he had one, and he wanted to send it to me. It starts out 1952, and it has every Boston Red Sox card ever produced by Top, all the way up to 1987. So that's really cool, and there's a write-up for each year, and that's really awesome. So Andy's a great guy. Thank you so much, Andy, for thinking about me and sending over that book. And again, it's going to be a little while before I get to read it. I've already looked through it. A lot of photos of baseball cards, which is just fantastic. But I am going to get around to actually reading all the write-ups for every year as well. And of course, Andy, being the generous guy he is, along with that book, he also sent me this beautiful 1975 SSPC Jim Rice rookie year. And that's just really an awesome card, man. Got a young Jim Ed Rice right there. Big smile on his face, which he was not captured with a smile on his face very often. So great to see there. Some kind of a puzzle back there on those. And that's just fantastic. I have the Fred Lynn already, and I did not have this, so I'm very happy to match those two together. And so that's it for the books and the gifts. I'm going to turn the camera around. I got a big pickup, a couple of nice pickups for my collection, and a few other little odds and ends. And I'm going to turn the camera around, and we'll take a look at what we got. Okay, guys, I'm going to jump right in here. My big pickup at the card show there in Boston show. Grabbed this beautiful 1945-46 Caramel Deportivo Luis Tiant Sr. And I talked about 6 degrees of separation with Orlando at a collector's dream. The dealer that I bought this from was Hollywood Collectibles down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And it so happens that Orlando did a card shop tour of Hollywood Collectibles at one time on his channel. And bought this off that guy, really nice guy. Also, of course, Orlando is of Cuban descent, and this is a Cuban card of a great Cuban player. So got this, the guy was really tough on this negotiation. He was asking $15 more for this card than what I had in my pocket. Tried negotiating with him. He didn't want to budge on the price. He told me that he rarely ever sees these and he doesn't really want to drop down on the price. At first, I just thought he didn't even really want to sell it. But talked to the guy for a while. You know, I told him, I said, I've got the 46-47 Caramello Deportivo Tiant Senior, and I would love to pair these two together. You know, I told him, I said, I'm a collector. I'm not a flipper. This is going to go in my collection where it'll stay till I die, more than likely. And you know, he just didn't want to hear it. So I had a card that I tried offering him in trade, a partial trade. I offered him the card and I asked him to drop $50 off the price. And I know for a fact, I'm fairly certain for a fact that he could have sold that card for $100. Just didn't want to do it. Wouldn't even make me a counter offer. So finally I just said to him, I said, so basically you're just telling me you're firm on the price and that's what you want and that's it. So he looked at me for a minute and he said, all right. And he said, I'll give you a price. And he knocked $20 off the price of the card. So I was talking to Jonathan, and Jonathan was chirping in my ear a little bit. He said, you know, you're never going to see another one. Well, you don't know when you're going to see another one. And you know you really want the card. It's here. You're here. You have the money. You should get it. And he was 100% right. And I was glad I had Jonathan there to push me along, because I probably would have did it anyway. But after hearing what he had to say, it was a no-doubter. I was like, all right, I paid up. Bought the card, went over to the concession stand, bought a hot dog, and went home. Totally thrilled to have that. Don't call this rare, but I do call it scarce. They do come up from time to time. I've seen them for sale before. Not all the time, but they do come up once in a while. Across both SGC and PSA, there's been 71 graded total across both those companies. This is a 3, and there's not a lot of 3s and higher on these, because for one thing, people in Cuba or anywhere for that matter did not take good care of their cards back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and so on, because they weren't made for that. Actually, these were made to be pasted into an album. So typically when you find these, there's paper loss on the back, there's glue marks and stuff like that. And of course, you know, back in the 40s and so forth, they didn't have card savers and top loaders and stuff like that. So typically you'll see these, there'll be 1s or 2s. So happy to get a 3 on that one. So really, really nice there. Here, matching the two together, 1946-47 Caramello Deportivo. This is his total playing days run as far as I know. These are the only 2 cards that were ever issued for this gentleman. Love this card. This actually is a rare card. 46-47 is actually more rare than 45-46 for some reason. I don't know why. This one I bought off Rick, Vintage Oddball Cards, last year at the National. Totally thrilled to have this one in my collection as well. This one, you do not hardly ever see them come up for sale. This one, across both SGC and PSA, only 5 have been graded. So that gives you an idea of how few there are. So that I would call rare, actually. I'm going to set this up here. I have a little something to look at in the backdrop. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Great. All right, so there's that. Next up, I was looking through a game program. I found this 1979 All-Star official ballot. Man, it was so cool to see this. You know, back in the days before the internet, this is how we voted for the All-Star game. You'd go to a game and they'd have stacks of these things. You'd grab a handful, you'd fill them out, usually with your favorite players from your favorite team. And they had a box. You go in, regular typical ballot box. After you filled them out, you stick them in the ballot box, and then they somehow had a way of counting them, and that's how the All-Star teams were selected. So that brought back cool memories, man. I was really happy to come across that. Next up, I picked up Yaz's Kielbasa Power. I recently received a gift from my friend Andy, Andy's Attic. He sent me this Yaz's Kielbasa singles. These were the labels from the packages. So when I got this from Andy, I had known about this one, and I went on the search. So happens this came up for auction. I put a bid in, and I was the only bidder, and now I have the two of them. I'm very happy to pair those together. Another pickup, really kind of a big addition to my Japanese collection. This is a 1973 Calbee Shigeo Nagashima. This is the very first card from the very first Calbee set that was ever issued. So it's a big card for Nagashima. I am a Nagashima collector, and the importance of this card just being the card number one from the very first set. Calbee has been producing baseball card sets continuously for 52 years now, second longest ever behind Topps. And like I said, this is just a very important card for that reason. And of course, I'm a Nagashima collector anyway, so just thrilled with that one, man. It's a great looking card. Little spoiler alert, you might be seeing another example of that card show up at some time in the future here on YouTube. Finally, I went to an LCS. Not sure if you can call it an LCS if it's a half hour away, but to me, it's my LCS because it's the closest card shop that I have. I picked up some cards, which is a good thing to do at a card shop. Got this 1957 Topps Vernon Law. Wanted to send out to Vernon Law. Didn't have any cards of his. Found this. It's actually in pretty nice condition, and it looks like it's going to be a great card to get an autograph on, so I'll be sending that out to him. 1958 Jim Pearsall. Already had this card in my collection. Got this card from my father, which was in his childhood collection, and my father was a big Jim Pearsall fan, and that one is all beat up, so saw this, decided to grab that. 1959 Topps Jackie Jensen. This card is really, really sharp. This card is in nice condition. Great color, great clarity to it. Here's the back. Jackie Jensen was a really, really good player, man. He won the 1958 American League Most Valuable Player Award, and he retired 2 years later in the prime of his career because he was deathly afraid of flying. So he retired, and that's Jackie Jensen. Also, here's Luis Tiant, son, 1967 Topps. Another very nice card. Love the colors here on that card. A very young Tiant there. And so there's father and son. Just put that down there. Junior and senior. You kind of, not sure if you can definitely see the resemblance there. So that's really cool to have that. Got this postcard, Jim Lomborg. These were issued in the 1960s. Very cool. Norman M. Paulson Baseball Photo Service. Jim Lomborg. Great looking postcard. Pick this up. This is a J Publishing. Ernie Banks. This was like $1 at the LCS. I mean, it's got a little wrinkle there, a little wrinkle there, but I mean, come on, for $1, man, all day long. Thank you very much. Ernie Banks, J Publishing. Great photo. Man, this man never took a bad photo, I swear. Every card, every photo, everything I've ever seen, Ernie Banks, just all great photos, man. Last but not least, actually, I got two more things I want to show. Picked up these exhibit cards, Canadian exhibit cards. These were at the card show as well, actually. These are Canadian, basically same photo as the regular exhibit cards that we have here that we normally see. And it even says Made in USA on it. The only difference is the colors. The blue and the tint on the tin are different. And they also have a card number actually on the card. And also the card stock itself is different. When you look at the back, it's got a much more grayish color card stock. So I wasn't familiar with these. I wasn't sure if they were authentic, reprints, what they were. Messaged my good friend Scott, Stukes Baseball Cards and Curiosities, and he confirmed to me that these looked good, and based off that, I decided to grab these. They were fairly inexpensive considering. So added those to the collection, and of course Mickey Vernon was a really, really good player. So happy to get that. Last but not least, we've got these cards that were issued in 1993. I had never seen them before. The guy at the card shop actually gave me these for free. These were issued by the United States Department of Transportation. And as you can see, they're uncut. And Mike Mussina, Don Mattingly, Oral Hershiser. And here's what the backs look like. They got a little write-up about, you know, car safety and safety around roads and stuff like that. You can pause that and read it if you'd like. So I thought those were pretty cool, and I had never seen them before, and of course they were given to me for free, so I will more than happily take them. And of course here we have 2 Hall of Famers and a Red Sox player, so that's really cool as well. You can see there it says United States Department of Transportation, National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. So there we are. That's all I got, guys. Appreciate you watching as always. Leave me a comment. I'll talk to you all soon, and bye for now.